How's it going, everybody, and welcome back. A few weeks ago, a company reached out to me and asked me if I could use any of their products. Turns out I needed a set of bucket mounted pallet forks, and they had some, so they shipped them on out. We're going to take a look at them and see what they're like. Shipping was pretty quick. Sorry about the wind noise. I don't know if it's affecting you guys or not, but we'll give it our best shot. Now these mount right to the bucket. In there. It's almost like I planned it that way. Look at that presentation. All right, I've needed a set of these pallet forks for quite a while. And I've been looking at them on Amazon and eBay and everything, but the reviews for a lot of the brands are just kind of all over the place. This one seemed to get good reviews, and they were reasonably priced. So we'll check out the construction and the welds and everything on them. They're pretty heavy feeling. I'll leave a link to all of this stuff in the description because depending on when you watch this video, the prices are going to change and availability and all that stuff. So check down the description for these forks. Looks like it's roughly about 1/8 inch, maybe a little bit more. Now these are, imported, so they're going to be metric. 4mm, I think it looks to be roughly 1/8 inch or a little thicker. Overall, quality on them. Well, those welds could be better, but I suppose that it'll do its job. It's just a handle, so, overall, doesn't seem too bad. I have seen reviews of some of the other pallet forks where these welds were not awesome at all, but these actually look all right. This is like just a little standoff. It does look like it's welded together pretty well. Guess if I needed a little handle on a bolt, this is how I'd do it too. So this part and this part kind of keep it centered on the bucket or keep it on the bucket. Some of the other ones that I've seen, they're missing this piece where it's really small. So the gap is like 1 3/4 inches, 2 inches thick here. And your bucket has to slide in here, and you can see the width on the bucket. It's not that big, 3/16, something like that. So the other ones that don't have this little, spacer here to hold the bucket in there, I don't even know what people do with that, but these don't look too bad. Finish is all right. Looks relatively durable. Guess we'll find out. They are pallet forks. They're going to get pretty scratched up, but overall quality looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and mount these things up. And there we have them. Pretty easy installation, no big deal. You just, tighten up your little top screws and then tighten your jam nut on the bottom. There you go. Holds it in place. I didn't choose to get the pallet forks with the crossbar. You can get them with a bar that attaches here through the forks, holds them side to side so they don't twist like this. But I don't really need that for what I'm doing, so I didn't choose to, get the extra add-on, whatever, nicer set. But it does have the provisions for chains. So if you're hauling a log or something like that, you can loop your chain through it around whatever you're hauling so it doesn't roll off the end of the fork. You can put 2x4s in the provisions up here and make like a mini headache rack. You can also purchase that stuff separately with, the higher end kits or whatever you want to call them, and it keeps rolls of, hay or whatever you're hauling from folding up rolling back into your bucket. I don't really need all that stuff. As far as the crossbar on the cheaper, kind of not as nicely made, forks, everybody complained that crossbar either broke, not this brand, but, other forks. They said that crossbar would break or bend. I don't really need that crossbar, and it wouldn't be too difficult for me to make one if I chose to go that route. Anyway, I think that they're going to work out great for what I need, so let's go pick up some steel. So there it is, pallet forks on your bucket. Are those things heavy duty enough for you? I'm not sure. Only you can decide that, but they're definitely heavy duty enough for what I'm going to use them for, which, axles, little pallets of steel and stuff. So they're definitely good enough. The build quality was good. There was no drama installing them, no drama using them. That's a win in my book. I don't know how much they can actually hold. I'm not going to really risk trying it out. I don't need to pick up super heavy stuff. As far as engine blocks and huge things that are really heavy, full engines or whatever, I'll probably still use the chain on the bucket. I don't know. I've never used these bucket pallet forks before, but, awkward, big, large things, pallets full of steel, whatever. I mean, these things are perfect for that, and that's what I need around here. A way to move awkward shaped objects, and they fill the role perfectly. I'm not a crazy shop here moving huge amounts of steel. It's just awkward shaped things. Now I can kind of clean this place up. There's been a million times that I needed some forks on the end of this bucket. I even considered building them myself, but to be honest with you, buying these are cheaper than making your own. Even, I guess if you found the steel scrap and you had all the welding rods in time, you could build it for free, essentially, but for what these cost, it's not even worth trying to build them, honestly. And they work good. All right, well, I've had a chance to use these for a day. I did all kinds of various projects around the place with them, so I figured we'd just take a look at them after a day and see kind of what the construction is really like, how they held up. It does have a chain loop on the bottom, or that little hook there, so I guess you could lash it onto the bucket in case there was any chance of them falling off. I'm not entirely sure what you'd use these for. I've never had pallet forks before, so you guys can let me know in the comments. So let's take a look at the construction. There was no bending or warping or anything on the forks. All of the welds look pretty decent. My tractor here just won't simply support a lot of weight on the bucket. It just can't do it. It's a small tractor. To give you an idea of what I'm talking about, this is a pretty light duty tractor. So you can see just, hardly any weight on it. There's a lot of flex in this, so I can't put a ton of weight on these forks. Your tractor might be different, so, that's up to you to kind of figure out. I think that these things have a 4,000 pound weight capacity. Whether or not that's true or not, I'll never be able to find out without breaking my tractor. So there we go. I just tossed in those 2x4s there, just kind of give you an idea of what it would look like. So if you did pick up something round like a barrel or something like that, just keeps it from rolling back and skip it into the bucket, a little bit more positive area here. Let's say you're picking up a big box or something, you can just get it straight up against the back of the forks there. So pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. They held up well. they didn't bend. Some of the, you'll have to look at some of the reviews for different forks online. You'll see what I mean. Some of them are just terribly constructed. These aren't. All right, so YITAMotor sells all kinds of Jeep stuff, pallet forks, headlights, you name it, all kinds of different stuff. You can check them out on their Amazon store, or you can go on their website. All the info will be in the video description, and also a discount. Just go ahead and use that discount, save you some money.